Hey everybody, it's your pal, the Simple Samurai. Uh, my creative muse has been a little bit on a low ebb lately, so I apologize for not having done a video for a couple days. I've just sort of been not really able to come up with any interesting videos to make, or at least nothing that I felt too enthused about making. However, uh, someone had commented, it's kind of funny when you produce videos reviewing things like the Kybers Basic. They keep coming back to interact with you. And I received a comment regarding the Kybers Basic, and you'll notice I removed my wrap finally, and I'm much happier with the saber without the wrap. I still think I may put a wrap onto the thing, but and I've been sort of thinking about the logistics of doing that and the process. And I've looked at a lot of my other sabers that people far more skilled at putting things like wraps on sabers, the work that they have done and how they did it. And I think I got kind of ahead for how to do it. My question is, and this is a question for the community and all my subscribers, is what would you recommend for an adhesive to apply the wrap? Because obviously, I mean, you could use double-sided tape or something to that effect, but that seems a little unruly. I'm not exactly sure, how people do that. So any suggestions would be appreciated. And don't let me forget, I have one more thing to ask you guys, because I'm going to lean on you a little bit. Anyway, so the commenter had asked about the charging of the Kybers Basic. And what I discovered, I did a little experiment, and I discovered, and I think it probably had been revealed earlier, but not by me, but maybe by a commenter. When you have the saber plugged in, the backlit switch turns on. So when you're charging it, what it does is it pulses, and I think the more it's charging, the faster it pulses. And as it starts to get charged, it pulses slower and slower and slower until essentially it's fully charged and you're good to go. So that's kind of cool. So the interesting thing is you get into these rhythms where now that I actually had to dig this out because I hadn't used it for a while, and it was still charged. And then, like I said, I removed the wrap, and then I started kind of playing with it. So it doesn't really matter if you've got, $100 saber or a $500 saber. As long as you're having fun with it, you're having fun with it. So I'll do some spins with this in just a few minutes. But so yeah, I mean, I still like this thing, and I've just been, I don't know, it's been kind of interesting to me. But I've been playing a lot of Fallen Order lately, so um, I don't know why I threw that out there, but it's been kind of distracting me. That's an amazing game. Perhaps I shall do a review on it at some point. The other thing I want to say is I have a Mantis, Ultra Sabers Mantis, and the speaker's pretty much blown out on that. Trying to find out what the size of the speaker is in millimeters and what the wattage is. So if anybody out there happens to know that, that'd be extremely helpful, because I'm going to swap out the speaker on that thing. And I've actually I found on eBay another Mantis, which I purchased because it was starting to get out of the whole backlit switch thing on the Ultra Sabers for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. That's just, I'm actually starting to prefer not having the backlit switch, and that's the only real difference in this new Mantis. Other than that, it's in bare condition. So I'm planning on swapping out the speaker on the one that I have and probably selling it on eBay. Which brings me to eBay. Here's a kind of an unfortunate and grim and morose sort of side effect of everything that's going on with COVID-19. And the thing is that I'm feeling very fortunate because my particular job is considered essential. So I'm working, and currently there's enough work at my job that I'm getting my full hours. But I know that there's a lot of people out there that are struggling mightily to stay employed, or to find work. Their jobs have laid them off. People in the restaurant industry, especially hard hit, movie theaters, any clubs, any venues that you know have been basically required to be closed. So, my heart goes out to you guys. I really feel horrible for you, and all my sympathies and empathies, and you know my heartfelt condolences for the situation that you're in. But what that's been leading to is if you go into eBay and you want to buy an Ultra Sabers, there's a lot of sabers trying to pop up on eBay as people are kind of getting desperate for money. So again, it seems a little cutthroat to mention it, but if you do have the means and you're looking to buy a saber and you want to get something fairly inexpensive, which I admit, I'm kind of feel scummy for doing it, but I've bought a few things, and but it is what it is, and yeah, so that's just the situation we're in, and some people get to to grab the spoils, and other people, it's a two-sided coin. I mean, people do need the money, and so you're providing them with a means to get the money. So what they do is what they do, and what you do is what you do. There's no animosity between the two of you. So, in the end, economically, it all kinds of works out. It's just kind of sad that I'm seeing people having to sell their saber collections, and it's a little bit on the grim side. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So I'm just gonna swing this around for a little bit. I don't think I've ever done that with the Kybers Basic. Let's see, where's the switch on this thing? There, we can't find it. There we go. So I've been having this weird thing with the volume. There we go. The volume keeps lowering on me for some reason. Now, I'm not doing anything really too fancy schmancy here. Just kind of showing off what the saber can do. It's a bit of a revisit. All things considered, now that I'm sort of been playing around with this thing, I'm glad I didn't sell it. I was considering it. It's a really fun little saber. There we go. So back to the Arctic Blue. What I really like about the saber is that you can fiddle with it, and you don't have to worry about it switching on and off on you. And that's what I like about these momentary switches. The little clickety clack switches I just have a really hard time with. But a switch like this, and it's such a light. I mean, it only has a 7/8 inch blade. You can kind of just the accelerometer isn't really that great, so the swings don't really work that well. But yeah, let's let me do the other two fonts. And the whole thing where you have to hold the button down for 5 seconds to turn the saber off is kind of bizarre, but see if I can manage to do this right. Which I'm not. Well, apparently I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to skip the two fonts. And it does have the the blaster block, but when you engage the blaster block, you're adjusting the flicker. And then if you hold it down for 2 seconds, I think, you get the lockup. I like, that's the flicker I like. Anyway, so that's kind of a revisit of the Kybers Basic and a little bit of a reminder that I still exist. I have, a few sabers coming here or there, but unfortunately, a lot of the people there selling things are either too busy or they're locked down to get to the post office to ship things. So it's going to be a slow ebb, but hopefully I'll come up with something creative to provide you guys for content. Anyway, that's it for me. Just a little bit of a conversation I want to have with my friends out there. So please, by all means, comment away, answer the questions, and help me out that I asked. If you have any, and actually kind of invite the discussion to talk about the whole situation with the economy. And I don't know how you feel about sort of what feels like a degree of piracy when it comes to purchasing sabers from people that are sort of dealing with financial crisis. So that's something I'd really like to talk about. How you feel about that, and basically that's it. So if you're so inclined as to subscribe, please do so. Like, dislike, what have you. And I hope everyone is happy, healthy, safe, and I hope you're all in good situations, and I wish you all the best, and hope you have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.